Back in the 1990s, gaming was nothing like it is today. There was no internet to download titles, no digital libraries, no Steam. If you wanted a game, you either hunted through the tiny selection at local shops or ordered it from abroad through airmail. That's what me and my best friend did. We were teenagers, broke, and obsessed with PC games. Doom, Monkey Island, Settlers, these games were our lifeblood. We pooled our allowances, sometimes skipping lunch at school just to save enough. When that padded envelope finally arrived with a fresh set of floppy disks inside, it was like Christmas morning. We cherished those games. We copied them carefully, even the tricky copy protections, so we could share them with each other. It was our system, our secret economy of fun. We trusted each other completely and it worked. Until the new kid showed up. He joined our class out of nowhere. Tall, smug, always talking about his uncle's enormous collection of games. Titles we had only read about in magazines. For two starved teenagers like us, it sounded like a goldmine. We offered a trade. We'd lend him our prized originals so he could copy them, and he'd share his collection with us. A fair deal, or so we thought. The first time, he returned corrupted disks. At first, we assumed it was a mistake. Floppies could be unreliable, after all. But then it happened again, and again. Missing copy protection, broken disks, corrupted files. We never got a single working game. Meanwhile, he pocketed our originals, games that had cost us months of allowance. Some came back scratched and ruined. I remember holding my warped copy of Monkey Island, my stomach twisting, my face hot with anger. But I kept quiet, trying not to let him see how much it hurt. And the worst part was his attitude. He didn't apologize. He smirked. He acted like it was nothing. He saw our excitement, our trust, and he took advantage of it. And when he wasn't ripping us off, he was mocking me. I loved Queen, and Freddie Mercury was my idol. Every time I mentioned it, he sneered. "Why do you listen to that gay guy?" he'd say, loud enough for others to hear. "You know he died of AIDS, right?" The words stung. I was just a kid sharing music I loved, and he turned it into a weapon. By that point, it wasn't just anger I felt. It was humiliation. And humiliation has a way of burning into your memory. The turning point came during a school trip. In the early 90s, AIDS awareness campaigns were everywhere after Freddie Mercury's death. Our class went to one of those events. They handed out educational flyers and free condoms stamped with the AIDS Foundation logo. Most kids shoved them into their bags and forgot about them. But I held on to mine. Because when that boy mocked me again, something clicked. Me and my friend had something almost no one else in our class had, a printer at home. With a printer, paper, and those flyers, we realized we could create something that looked official. The plan came together quickly. We would forge a letter, make it look like it came directly from the AIDS Foundation, and send it to his house. We worked late into the night, giggling nervously as the words took shape. The letter thanked him for reaching out, acknowledged how difficult it must be to be open about being homosexual, and included the flyers and condoms as support material. It was short, professional, and devastating. To make sure it hit maximum impact, we didn't just write his name on the envelope. We addressed it to Mr., last name, his father. Dropping that letter into the mailbox felt like pulling the pin on a grenade. Our hearts raced, our hands trembled. Part of me was terrified. What if we got caught? What if it backfired? But another part of me, the part that remembered every ruined floppy, every sneer about Freddie Mercury, was grinning. We waited. A few days later, the storm broke. The boy came to school quieter, nervous. His swagger was gone. Whispers floated through class. A friend whispered to me that his mother had been in tears, screaming. His father was furious, stomping around the house. He had been grounded, locked down, treated with suspicion by his own parents. And the best part was, at first, he truly believed it. He believed the AIDS Foundation had really written to him. He thought his supposed secret had been exposed, even though there was no secret. That was the brilliance of it. Eventually, he cornered me in the hallway, his voice low and shaking. Did you tell them? Did you write to them in my name?" His eyes darted around, his hands trembled. I shrugged. "What are you talking about?" I said, pretending not to understand. He was desperate, demanding answers, but I played dumb. For days, me and my friend kept the act going, enjoying every second of his panic. But eventually, we cracked. We confessed. Told him it was fake, that we had printed it ourselves, mailed it, planned it all along. The color drained from his face. His jaw clenched, fists tightening, but he didn't swing. He couldn't. because deep down, he knew he had brought it on himself. Of course, it didn't end there. He told his parents. They dragged us into the principal's office, red-faced and furious. I sat in the chair while his mother wept about how cruel it was, how devastated she had been. His father demanded punishment. The principal listened, struggling to stay serious. He asked us why we did it, and we told him the truth. We explained the stolen games, the constant lies, the mocking. We didn't sugarcoat it. We admitted it was revenge. We got in trouble, sure. But even sitting in that office, even listening to his parents' rage, I felt a quiet satisfaction. Because the punishment couldn't erase what had already happened. For weeks, his parents looked at him differently. For weeks, he lived under suspicion, grounded and humiliated. For weeks, the smug grin that had once lit up his face was gone. He had mocked me for loving Freddie Mercury. He had stolen my games, lied to my face, and treated me like I was nothing. But one letter, just one letter, was enough to bring him down. Looking back now, decades later, I know it was cruel. It was risky. But sometimes justice doesn't come on its own. Sometimes you have to create it yourself. And when someone betrays your trust, mocks you for who you are, and thinks they can get away with it, well, sometimes they deserve to taste their own medicine. That forged letter was the best revenge I've ever taken in my life. And 30 years later, I still remember it with a smile.